Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorials again. So today we are going to see the subject design of concrete structures 2, lecture number 12. So in today's session we are going to study about the use of design charts, that is use of SP16 for solution of for designing columns with uniaxial bending. So in previous session we have studied about the load moment interaction curves. Okay, so in load moment interaction curves we have studied about a curve which is going to tell us about the compression and tension zones in the column and how the column fails in which situation. So we have studied about the design charts in previous session. Those load movement curve we have studied, that is nothing but design chart. Those design charts are very much useful while solving the or while designing the column sections. Okay, so this code, I will just start this particular session with introduction to SP16 code. SP16 code is also called as design aids for IS 456. Okay, so you can see over here, this is a SP16 code. You can see the index over here. In this is applicable for flexural member also. So it is going to give us stress strain relation for various materials. So it is also applicable for flexural members also. So I will tell you, whatever the design you do, or whatever the design you do manually for a flexural member. What is flexural member? Flexural member best example for flexural member is beam. So design of beams can also be done by using the charts in this particular uh, code. So you can see there are various table and there are various charts given in this particular code for design of flexural member. Similarly, we are going to concentrate on design of compression member. So I have just opened the about the compression member. So same thing, they have given minimum eccentricity, the formula they have mentioned, same thing they have mentioned. So you can see over here, combined axial load with uniaxial bending. As already mentioned in 3.1, all compression members should be designed for minimum eccentricity of load. It should always ensure that section is designed for movement which is not less than due to prescribed minimum eccentricity. So these are few assumptions which they have made, and you can see over here, these are the things which I have explained: compression zone, tension zone, maximum strain in the concrete, which is going to, if it is going to exceed, then tension zone will start get inducing. So that's what I have explained in the previous session. Next, you can see I will directly move to the charts. So these are the charts which are going to give us. So just I have moved to the random chart. So this is a chart which is going to give us the PU FCK BD and MU FCK BD square for a particular grade of steel and the for particular value of D dash divided by capital T. So there are two types of reinforcement arrangements. You can see when the reinforcements are arranged parallelly on both the sides. When the reinforcements are parallelly arranged on two sides. Okay, so this chart is applicable for this type of arrangement and this grade of concrete, as well as this D dash by D ratio. Apart from D dash by D ratio, you can see this curve. These curves are very much similar to the not similar. These curves are load moment interaction curves only. Here you can see there is another values on a particular curve they have given, that is nothing but P by FCK value, that is percentage of steel divided by FCK value. So if I want to find out any of the parameter, I need minimum four things to be known, that is grade of steel, D dash by D ratio, type of reinforcement distribution, that is on two sides or else four sides. Four sides I am going to show you the figure and discuss later. Just this chart is applicable for two sides, and I need to know FCK, P divided by FCK, percentage of steel divided by FCK, or else if I know PU and MU, I can find out percentage of steel. So if I know PU and MU, I can find out percentage of steel. Okay, so this is when the reinforcements are two side distributed. Similarly, you can see over here when the reinforcements are distributed on four sides. So it is for 250 grade. Just I will open another chart. It is for 415 grade. D dash by D is 0.05. So you can see over here reinforcements are distributed on all the sides. So same chart is there. In same way we can use this particular chart. Okay. Now there are two types of problems which we can able to solve by using these charts. First type of problem is analysis type of problem. So what is there in analysis type of problem? They will give the value of PU, that is maximum ultimate load carrying capacity. Our ultimate load is to be carried out, and they will give the value of MU. They will give the section dimensions, that is D and B. They will give all the reinforcement details also. Reinforcement details also they are going to give. Then if they are going to give reinforcement details, I can find out percentage of steel. If they give grade of concrete, I can find out this particular grade of concrete. So you can see this chart is applicable for reinforcement distribution equally on four sides. So whenever they will give the value of PU, MU, percentage of steel, FCK, D dash by D, what I need to find out? So just I need to take this P by FCK. I need to calculate PU by FCK BD. For this PU by FCK BD, I need to calculate MU. Even though they have given the value of MU, I need to keep this MU as an unknown and I have to calculate it. If the MU obtained or load or moment carrying capacity obtained for that particular section is more than the MU given, okay, MU to be carried out, then I can say that this section is safe. So what they have done here, all the data they have given, just we need to check is it the reinforcement or section which we are providing is sufficient for the sufficient to carry out the movement which they have given. Okay, so this is the analysis type of problem. Now next type of problem will be design type of problem. So in design type of problem, they will give the dimensions of the column, or else we can assume the dimensions of the column. They will give grade of steel, they will give the grade of concrete. After giving grade of steel and grade of concrete, they will give the PU to be carried out, they will give MU to be carried out. So in this case, what we have to do, we need to find out percentage of steel. So after calculating percentage of steel, we can provide the reinforcement based on that percentage of steel and we can design the column. So there are two types of problems which I have explained. That is, one is analysis type of problem, another one is design type of problem. I'll just repeat it. In analysis type of problem, all the data will be given. FCK will be given, B will be given, D will be given, PU will be given, and MU will be also given. Percentage of steel also they will give, or else they will mention the number of bars and all. We need to calculate the percentage of steel. FCK also they will give. So what we need to do, we need to consider all this data and we need to consider MU as an unknown in analysis type of problem. Once we consider MU as an unknown, we need to calculate the MU for all the other data which they have given. So by chart we have PU by FCK BD, P by FCK also we are having chart also. So by referring this y-axis and this particular chart, we can calculate the MU. So if that MU obtained is greater than the MU needed to be carried out, we can say that section is safe. This is an analysis type of problem. In design type of problem, PU, MU they will give, percentage of steel they will not give. So just we need to calculate the percentage of steel. Okay, so this is a design type of problem. So remember, we need to open the compression member section in SP16 and then we need to solve the problem. Okay, so we'll move further. Just I will discuss few things about the SP16. So SP16 has three set of design charts. This is very important. Okay, three set of design charts prepared by following procedure explained in. So procedure I have already explained how the design charts how we occur at that particular design chart and all. So chart number 27 to 38. So you can see over here compression member chart number 27 to 38 are first set of 12 charts for a rectangular column having symmetric longitudinal steel bars in a two rows. That's what I said. Symmetric, I'll just open any of them. You can see symmetric two rows of reinforcement. Symmetric two rows of reinforcement for three grades of steel, that is 250, 415 and 500. So for four ratios of d dash by d, that is 0.05, 0.1, 0.15 and 0.12. If in between these two, if in between these values we are going to come across, we are going to do the interpolation. Next, you can see from 39 to 50, the second set of 12 charts for rectangular column having symmetric longitudinal steel bars distributed equally on four sides. So these are the charts which are applicable for the distribution of reinforcement symmetrically on all four sides. Similarly, you can see third one. The third 12 set of charts from number 51 to 62 are for circular columns having 8 longitudinal steel bars of equal diameter and uniformly spaced circumference. So from 51 to 62 charts are applicable for circular type of column. Okay. Now approximation and limitations of the charts. So first one is grade of concrete. Usually these charts are given for M20 grade of concrete. D dash by D ratio. So you can see 0.05, 1.0, 0.15 and 0.2 are the only four D dash by D ratios. So you can see this chart is applicable for 0.2. Next you can see it is applicable for 0.05. Next chart is applicable for 0.1. Next chart is applicable for 0.15 and next chart is applicable for 0.2. If I go to next chart, again 0.05 will come. So there are only four values of D dash divided by D is covered. This is the limitation of those charts. So distribution of reinforcement is also a limitation. Next, longitudinal bars are equally distributed on four sides. It is only applicable for that particular things. Unsymmetrical arrangement of longitudinal reinforcement is not covered. Non-uniform placement of longitudinal bars is also not covered. Cross-sectional only it is applicable for rectangular or circular shapes. I, T, H, X, etc. sections are not covered. So these are the limitations of SP16 charts. Now this is what I have explained. There are two types of problems. One is analysis and one is design type of problem. First we are going to study about the analysis type of problem. So you can see over here. So steps involved in solving the problem. First one is selection of design chart. So while selecting the design chart, we must be specified with value of D dash and D. Okay, and grade of steel and grade of concrete. Okay, so based on that we are going to select the design chart. There are various numbers for design charts, 41, 42 like that we are going to select. For example, whatever the chart which I have opened, that is chart number 44, which is applicable for grade of steel F415 D dash by D ratio 0.1. So like this we need to select the charts. After that, selection of particular curve. You can see in this chart there are various curves. These curves are selected based on the value of P divided by FCK, where P is a percentage of steel. So based on that we are going to select the curve in that particular chart, and then we are going to assessment of column, that is PU by FCK BD, MU by FCK BD, all those things we are going to do. Okay. So this is the design steps which we need to follow for solving the problems. Next you can see I will take one example. So figure number 10.25.6. so this is a figure, shows a rectangular short column, reinforced concrete column using M25 grade of concrete, Fe415 steel. Analyze the safety of a column when it is subjected to PU is equal to 1620 kilonewton and MU is equal to 170 kilonewton meter. So you can see over here the reinforcement also they have given. They have given the value of Pu and Mu. They have given the values of B and D. So they have given section dimensions also. They have given the reinforcement also. They have given Pu. They have given Mu. Just we need to check, analyze the safety. So this is analysis type of problem. So this is analysis type of problem. So in analysis type of problem, what we need to do? We need to consider all the data, but we need to think this Mu as an unknown. So after this, after thinking Mu as an unknown, finally we are going to find out the value of Mu. So if the value of Mu obtained from the charts is more than the value of Mu to be carried out, then we can say that problem is safe. Okay. So just I have briefed the things. So we will move step by step. So this is an analysis type of problem. The data given are B is equal to 300 mm, D is equal to 450 mm, D dash is equal to 56 mm, area of steel is equal to 4021 mm square. So they have already given 16 mm dia bars of 20 numbers. So 16 T means tor steel. So 20 dia, 20 number of bars. So area of steel will be 4021 mm square. So area of steel they have given 20 bars of 16 mm diameter. FCK is equal to 25 Newton per mm square. Fy is equal to 415 Newton per mm square they have given. Pu is equal to ultimate load to be carried out is equal to 1620 kilonewton they have given, and Mu is equal to 170 kilonewton meter they have given. So we have D dash divided by D is equal to D dash divided by D is equal to 56 divided by 450. So how I have obtained to this data, you can see 56 is a cover. So clear cover, if I calculate, it will be 40. So 40 plus half of the diameter we need to consider. Half of the diameter we need to consider. So 40 plus half of the diameter on this side, half of the diameter on this side. So 40 plus 8 plus 8 I need to consider. So you can see why I am considering 8 here, because you can see this particular stirrups are of 8 mm dia. So if I take this clear cover as 40, so 40 plus this 8 mm dia. So 40 plus 8 plus half of the 16 mm dia. So 40 plus 8 plus 8, that is 56. So D dash is equal to 56. I hope you have understood. Just I will brief it again. So clear cover, minimum clear cover for column is 40 mm. So here they have given. So 40 mm plus this you can see over here. So 40 mm plus this 8 mm dia. So 40 plus 8 is 48. 48 plus half of this 16 mm dia. So it is going to give us 56. So T dash divided by D is equal to 56. 56 divided by 450, that is 0.1244. Pu divided by FCK BD is 0.48. So you can calculate Pu divided by FCK BD. So Pu is 1620, FCK 1620 divided by 25 into 300 into 450. So it is going to give us 0.48. Next, Mu divided by FCK BD square is 0.11932. So we are not going to consider this. So just for calculation we did it. P divided by FCK. So here P is a percentage of steel. So the total area of steel which we have provided is, so total area of steel is 4021. So 4021 we have provided mm square. So divided by what we need to do, area of total area, that is 300 into 450. Okay, 300 into 450. So into 100 we need to do to make this, convert it into to convert this into percentage. So total percentage divided by FCK if we do, remember in percentage we need to substitute total percentage into FC divided by FCK. If we do, we are going to get P divided by FCK as 0.11914. Okay, now based on all these values we need to select the design chart, and based on all the based on the selected design charts we need to design the column. So I will stop here. Just given data I have discussed, I will continue with this problem in next session. Thank you.